I'm here to read for you again. Hello, Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. Welcome. Happy What's Good Wednesday. I'm so excited for this reading. This is all about what good things are coming in for you, hopefully within the next week. That's the scope that I'm going for, but it's not my call. Hopefully in the very near future, good things coming in for you. I am feeling drawn to actually do a quick meditation on camera. I know that's weird, but I used to do it. I'm being called to do that. It's very brief, maybe a minute or so. Feel free to skip forward once I jump in. But it just connects me to different keywords that might be signifying for you. It just helps me get connected. And then after that, I'm going to jump in with some Moonology oracle cards to start off, and then we'll get right into tarot for your reading. I will try to remember to timestamp because I know that this is different than usual. My schedule is kind of like packed, so it might be later that I get around to timestamping, but we'll jump right in. Okay, I'm going to clear for you. And clear for me. And then I'm going to get into this meditation real quick, just to get connected to you, okay? Thank you for waiting. So a few images popped up in the middle of that. So the first thing that came up was I was watching like waves crashing on a cliffside. Shortly followed by that, there was like a very vivid bright red feather that then turned into what looked like molten lava, magma. I was feeling immediately like it could be related to Hawaii. I don't know. I've never been to Hawaii. So I don't know. That might be significant. Hawaii could have some sort of significance. Or the name Cliff. Because when I saw the cliffs, I thought of the name Cliff. I then saw what looked like one of those metal whistles. Like the long cylinder type. And then I heard all aboard, like a train whistle, which led into Aussie crazy train. All aboard, ha 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 ha. Okay, so I don't know. If that's relevant, please fill me in. I love to hear how that's relevant for people. I used to love that back when I did my readings before. Okay, let's jump right in. Spirit, my higher self, my viewer's higher self. My darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, emotions, feelings, and sensations to come through for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, and thank you for being here. I love that you're here. Thank you. I love you so much. If you're new, if you're returning, you're my whole heart. I love you. Okay, let's see. Let's get some Moonology oracle cards here. I might read the book on them. Maybe, if I feel called to it. If not, I'll just go intuitively, okay? Spirit, can you please give me some Moonology Oracle cards here for my darling and the goodness coming in for them in the near future? You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous Moon. Talk about good news. Something that you've been waiting for, something that you've been working really hard towards. You might even see that like the end goal is near. I feel like it's something that you know is coming up. It's like the end of the marathon. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. 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 I'm an Aries. Yeah, I feel like you have been taking action, but I feel like, you know, again, it's that end of the marathon type energy where it's at the end where you have to really, it feels like you're pushing 5 times as hard as you were before because the end stretch is just like the most grueling, intense part of, you know, the experience. And so what would feel like normal action to take feels like extra intense, right? You might be in Aries, or Aries season could be significant. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. All this fire. Speaking of magma, molten lava magma, luck is on your side. So I feel like things are aligned in your favor. Those are both new moon cards. So this is something new. Something, maybe a new skill, maybe a new venture, a new opportunity. But it's like something, I don't know, with you're close to achieving your goal, followed by the new moon, it would almost feel like the idea of having to go through an educating process to be able to be qualified to do something specific, like getting some sort of certification. That doesn't have to be specific, you know, what this is talking about, but it's that energy, like there's something that you work towards that you know you're working towards, but you have to go through some process first in order to be qualified to begin what you're going for, right? Okay, last one. Oh my gosh, you and your loved ones are safe. So this is something that you are, oh, how fun. That's a new moon in Cancer card. So you got 3 new moon cards out. And then on the bottom is a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So I feel like this is something that you have had planned for a while that is regarding long-term stability for you, your family, your loved ones, your future. This is long-term goals in mind. It's been a personal resolution of yours, a personal goal of yours for this, and it's coming up very soon. The process is definitely taxing for everyone involved, you know, your supporters, your family, your loved ones, and you especially. It's a process, but it's all safe and it's all worth it. Everyone around you is watching you go through this, and they are seeing the amount of grit and determination that you have, and it's also inspiring because they'll remember that whenever they are in similar situations, okay? Let's get you some tarot. Okay, Spirit, can you give me some informations here? Informations, plural. Can you give me some info about this situation, this goodness coming in, this situation for my dear darling? For my dear darling. What is going on? What is going on? What is this about? Give me the right words. Thank you. Let's see. 3 of Pentacles, it's something that you have been working on. It looks like this is something that could involve you needing to work together with someone or get ideas, some sort of collaboration effort. This could also signify some sort of support group, you know, like, okay, here's the situation that I just got. This might be specific to you, or it's just relevant as far as, I don't know, like an idea. So if, for instance, you are going through some sort of grieving process or going through some sort of, I don't know, maybe even addiction issue that you are trying to walk away from so that you can make a better future for yourself, right? So that you can learn how to process through why you do things, why you feel things, whatever this is, then a support group would be very helpful for you and for the people around you, and it would put you and your family, you and your loved ones, you and your friends, your group in a better, more safe position, right? It would bring some sort of resolution. Now with grief and stuff, both grief and addiction are lifelong situations. I don't know why addiction has been coming up so much in the past couple weeks, but that's just how energy works. Sometimes it just kind of lingers around. So I'm not necessarily feeling that this is addiction related, but it's just the idea of like you working so hard for something and it feeling very difficult and being right at the end of that and feeling like you have to push through for the betterment of your future, right? With the Three of Pentacles involving collaboration, it's leaning on a support group. It's people working together, being open, being vulnerable, being, I don't know, very much in tandem to make sure that everyone is moving towards their goals, right? Let's see. Anything else want to come out here? We have the Page of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So it starts with a 3, ends with a 3. Okay. So I feel like you're going to be offered some sort of resolution here. I just saw 143 on the clock. That's 11:43, but I just saw 143. Which to me is like, I love you. Someone is going to make you some sort of offer. You might get some sort of information, some sort of support that you weren't expecting that might open you to some possibilities that would help you sort of step into a place of feeling more confident moving forward. Now, whatever you're facing has been a lot of work. The Ten of Wands is overburdened, right? But it's you having done the hard work. It's already like the end is right there. It's worth the hard work, right? The reward is worth the hard work. And I feel like this is definitely dealing with something that perhaps has you confronting some mental stuff that sort of puts you in a sabotaging energy, right? I don't know, it almost does feel like conquering avoidance of this in a way. It feels like facing your past hurts, your past betrayals, your childhood wounds, facing something that has been very hard for you, this feels like it's been a constant your whole life. This feels like lifelong sort of pain here. It feels like you're given something that helps you face this and then helps you then overcome it at the same time, right? Interesting. Okay. Anything else want to come out from this deck, and then I'll start clarifying. Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords. Interesting. Now, the Queen of Cups for me is like two things right now, especially with the Ace of Swords on bottom. And the Empress. Okay. And the Empress under the Ace of Swords. Okay. So I'll read it two ways. I'll go with the first one first. How many times am I going to say 14 on the clock. So I feel like this is coming to some sort of epiphany about the amount of self-love and self-focus that you need to have, self-worth. It's seeing the way that you have given to others, in a sense, that has then left you feeling like you don't receive as much in return. So there's some sort of epiphany about you prioritizing yourself in the area of love and respect and commitment, and realizing that you can do that. And that doesn't mean that you don't love those around you. Now, the other story for this is that what you might get in the form of some sort of support that helps you move forward with releasing some pain from the past is you might have a mother figure who comes in with some sort of honest confession, or some sort of, she tells you some sort of truth that maybe helps you realize that she was doing what she could at the time. That's very specific. I know that's not for everyone. Either way, there's this feeling of empowerment, right? There's this feeling of receiving something that you need to help you grow. The Empress, whatever she receives, whatever resources she receives, she then produces, times 10 around her. Very fruitful, very abundant, very fertile. So it only takes one little, this is a weird way to put it, but for pregnancy, you only need one sperm to fertilize an egg, but then once that egg is fertilized, what do you have? An entire family. You have a family system. You have something, it's more than just a child. It's more than just whatever. There's more than just buying a home. There's furnishing a home, filling the home with love. That's what the Empress, that's what she does. So there's this feeling of realizing something or being given some sort of truth that helps you embrace a form of love, embrace a form of self-love, accept something from the past that helps you move forward, which then is good for your future. Let's give you, and then the Tower wanted to show up. Interesting. Tower and the Hanged Man. Yeah, okay. It's a big realization. It's a big shakeup that is needed to help you change your perspective here, to see things from a different angle, whereas maybe you might have been viewing this hard situation, this hard life situation from one area, and then now you're able to see it from the underside, the underbelly, the subconscious, the deeper meanings, and then that helps you sort of accept it in a different way. Interesting. Okay, let's get you clarifiers real quick. Okay. Spirit, can you please clarify? I feel like I need to clarify the Three of Pentacles alone. No, Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and then I'll clarify the Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, and 3 of Swords together. Can you please clarify this Three of Pentacles and the Page of Cups here for my viewer? What is this collaboration energy? What is this information, this good news, this support that is being offered here? What is this about? What is this about? Ten of Wands, twice. Strength. The Tower. Judgment. The Eight of Wands on the bottom. And the Eight of Swords under that. And the Three of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. You get a message. Some sort of communication. Some sort of... It could even be a spiritual download here with the Judgment. You see something drastically different. It happens all of a sudden, and it gets you out of this stuck energy of feeling like you don't know how to move forward, and it helps you realize that you are more supported than you realize. Now, this support system might not be physical people. It might not be physical people. You may just have this all of a sudden epiphany about just how supported you are spiritually. You might see the ways that through everything that you've endured, there has been the universe right behind you the whole time. You might have this interesting. I don't want to go into my story, but I just had a similar flashback to my own life story. You might see how you have been supported through every single hardship, and that realization, that feeling of embrace spiritually, might be what helps you feel strong, right? Because whereas when you're facing this from a 3D perspective and you feel like I'm alone, I'm abandoned, I'm overburdened, everything's hard, Therefore, I don't want to deal with it because it's too much. I don't have what it takes to conquer this. I don't have what it takes to handle this. When you realize the shift that, hey, yes, everything has been hard, but look at where I can clearly look back and see that spirit, the universe, has been on my side in these situations where it could have been worse than it was. It wasn't. I'm not saying to bright side your hard situations or to fluff it up by any means. Here's a great example. I will go ahead and share my story. So, before I realized what manifesting it was, and I was a devoted Christian, my ex-brother-in-law, my sister was separating him. They had 2 kids at the time. He lost his mind. And I'm talking, there was restraining orders put against him. He violated them. He was thrown in jail over and over and over again. He was bailed out by his family over and over and over again, and it would just repeat. It was terrifying. He tried to run my sister off the road at one point. After he had to pick up the kids, they had to meet in a public spot to swap the kids. He tried to run her off the road with the kids in his car. He ran his car into the back of my parents' car in our driveway. And there was a time when basically, if my sister was not home, my family and I could not keep the kids from him legally. And so he would sort of stalk and wait and try to come out whenever she was at work or at the store or something. And the kids were home sleeping or something. They were little. So there was one time he calls up, very sinister, very mocking. It was horrifying, basically saying that he's on his way because he somehow knows that my sister wasn't there. So immediately, I just remember my mother telling me about praying for a hedge of protection around a property and basically someone not being able to cross it. At one point, I saw 22:22 on the clock. And this was from a Christian standpoint. I know my viewpoints now is that it's manifestation. What you believe is true is true. So, in my fear, knowing my sister is not home, he's coming. There's no way that we can stop him. There's no way we can keep the kids from him. He's dangerous. But not dangerous enough, anyway, to keep kids from him at the time. So I went out and I prayed for a hedge of protection in the sense that said, I know that if anyone could make someone unable to cross a boundary, an invisible boundary, it would be the universe. It would be God. I have no doubt about that. So I'm asking, please, that this be placed so that this can't happen. And phenomenally, he shows up and he refuses. He's driving up and down a street that crosses ours. So, this street here, he's driving up this street. We live over here on this street. And for some reason, he refuses to turn on this street. Never did it before. Never hesitated to drive up. I mean, the man drove his car into the back of my parents' car intentionally out of anger in our park driveway. Never hesitated before. He was literally there to go get his children, and he refused to turn on the street for some reason. He just was raging up and down this intersecting street. And I remember in that moment thinking, wow, this was like a lot, It was so scary. There was so much going on, and wow, God was really there. I feel like you have been more supported than you realize, even in the toughest of moments. And this is what you're going to have this epiphany about. And that is going to give you some strength, some support, that just helps you realize just how much bigger it is beyond this physical stuff, right? How capable you are because you are so supported. And that's going to help you conquer these mental wars that you deal with. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that was a long story. Let's get you some... What do I want to go with next here? Oh, I don't really need to clarify that. It ended up clarifying the whole thing. Let's give you some advice cards because we're already like 25 minutes in. Let's see. Or some outcome cards. Let's get you some outcome cards and then advice. Advice and outcome? What should I do? I'll do advice and outcome, okay? Spirit, can you please give me some advice cards here for my viewer? Okay. Advice cards for my viewer. Wow. How many major arcanas? Holy crap. And the Ten of Wands on the bottom. Again, oh my gosh, they were talking about how hard it's been. How hard it's been. Okay, you got the Page of Swords, the Magician, the Hermit, the Lovers, the Fool, the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands on bottom, and the Emperor and the Moon under that. Wow. Okay. Your advice here is to reframe, low battery notification, is to do some deeper investigating here with that Page of Swords, to take a closer look at everything that has happened in your life and to figure out, go deep dive about what you believed to be true in that moment. I believed without a doubt in the moment that something outside of me could stop my ex-brother-in-law from getting on our property. I believed that. I was still scared. I was still worried. But I believed that something otherworldly could help me. And it did. It did. So there's a need to really analyze your belief systems and choose what you believe, to go inside and figure out, okay, within me, what do I believe is set in stone? What do I believe is spiritual? The Lovers here is a choice. It's a choice between the spiritual and the physical, right? And I've said this before. There's no wrong choice here. People live every day in a world where they just only focus on physical. It's not impossible. It's not necessarily wrong. Living in choosing spiritual choices, being more conscious, more aware, can lead you to balancing both spiritual and physical. Whereas people who get caught up in physical can get overwhelmed by physical, the day-to-day, the labor, the bills, they get all caught up in that. Right? What's tangible around them. Only what they can physically see versus what they can experience spiritually. No wrong choice. People make it through all the time. But there's a need to analyze how you have been navigating and what way you want to continue navigating as you go forward. Okay? Either way, as long as you have some sort of awareness, no matter what you choose, I didn't mean to put that upside down. No matter what you choose, no matter what you focus on, as long as you're just a little bit more aware, even if you don't want to jump in all super spiritual, that's fine. That's okay. Awareness is key anyway. And that awareness, that consciousness of your belief system in general is what will lead for a new abundant beginning here. New starts, sort of reviving that child in you, right? But also helping you to grow in a sense. It's funny because it's bringing back this childlike energy, but it's also helping you grow and mature. It's beautiful. I love it. That is going to help you take ownership and control over this burdensome existence that you have had. And it's going to put some sort of meaning and foundation and purpose to how heavy things have been. Okay? It'll help you confront your fears. It'll help you see things that you maybe didn't see before. It'll bring some light to the shadow aspects of your situations that you've dealt with, okay? Let's get an outcome. Let's get an outcome. Okay. All right, Spirit, let's say that we take this advice here. We be more intent consciously of our belief systems, of being an observer rather than a victim. Let's say we do that. What's going to happen? What's the potential outcome here? What can we expect to change? What can we expect to happen? Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands came out. So what you can expect to happen is that you will have this passion reignited for self-growth, for working on yourself, for self-improvement. You will find a reason to stand up for something, yourself, your beliefs. It's going to ignite something in here that helps you stand your ground, that helps you find your footing, find your place. Justice, and that brings in a sense of balance. It brings in a sense of justice, of fairness. It is you working in your life to make things work out for you. Okay? You're going to stop being so back and forth, feeling like you're pulled between life situations. The Two of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You're going to see how it was worth the time and effort. Seven of Pentacles. Ten of Wands again and an aunt. Oh my gosh. Ten of Wands and everything. I know Ten of Wands is like burdensome, but it's something that has been so worth the effort. Something that is so worth the effort. The worst of it is over. Hard work and dedication to get to your goals. It is a lot, but it's worth it. Especially with an aunt. It is. You're going to see how it was worth everything. An aunt is the ever existent. It is the point in a cycle that is right after the ending and right before the beginning, right? It is the constant. It's cyclical. It is the encompassing foundation that everything exists in, the universe. So you're going to see how it was worth it. You're going to see the purpose behind all of it. You're going to see, and that's going to help. I'm being drawn to the fetus image on this card. Usually, it's funny with this Anant card, I usually just only think about what Anant is, and I hardly am drawn to the image, but I love that the fetus is here because it just, to me, is signifying like a renewal of life, a new birth, birthing in a new creation. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles. This is that self-nurturing card again. It's finding gratitude for every situation. I also like that, so around this fetus on this Anant card is like a snake in this, as a circle, and then attracted to this pentacle is a snake here. Snakes aren't always bad. I'm not getting bad energy from the snake. I'm getting, I don't know. I'm not getting bad energy. I don't know how to explain what kind of energy I'm getting, but it's all good things. This is lovely. I love it. I think some of the best situations that can come in for our 3D life is the spiritual epiphanies, the inner epiphanies, acceptance, some sort of like groundbreaking understanding, right? Insights. Well, I just saw like, oh, that was weird. I feel like I have an angel near me or something because I swear I just saw like something fly here. That's cool. Being aware of just how supported you are spiritually. Finding purpose beyond your flesh for everything is such a huge relief. It provides such huge relief to you mentally, physically, emotionally. At least it has for me, you know. But that's just my story. My story's not every story. Anyway, let's close this out with You know me, I'm going to do healing energy oracles again because that's my jam right now. Healing energy. Healing energy. Can't stop the healing. Okay. All right, Spirit, what healing energy do we need for this situation? For this goodness coming in? That's a lot. They said not that. They said not that, but this one specifically. Okay. Peace. Peace came out. Gingy, wake up. Okay, we got a lot. The first thing that wanted to come out was peace. Peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. I love it. Faithfulness. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I am devoted to the needs of my soul. I trust in myself, in God, and in the universe. Yes. In God's hands. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and my greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to the light, or true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. Inner work. God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware of my weaknesses, I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts toward the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. Yes. Darkness turns into courage. Thus, I get stronger. Here and now. The future does not exist, and the past is gone. I focus on the present moment. I have confidence in life again because here, now, there is no danger. Everything happens when my soul is ready. I love it. Goodness. I love that this comes out every freaking What's Good Wednesday. I swear this hasn't failed to come out. I love it. Goodness, I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and feed on the positive. Thus, I free myself. Allow my goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. Through greatness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and others. I love it. Harmony. I open myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God, thus I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony. Beautiful. I love all of those. I cannot recommend that deck enough to everyone. Healing Energy Oracles. Love it. Okay. I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for you. I love the freaking epiphanies. I love them. I love the inner peace. It's so good. Okay, tomorrow is Thoughtful Thursday, and we are going to see who is thinking about you. I hope to see you then. If not, have a great week, or the great rest of your life. A great rest of your life. I love you so much. Thank you for spending this time with me. You mean so much to me. All right, take care. Bye.